Ahoy my mateys, welcome to today's video today. Today we're at Davidstow's War Museum. Having a quick look. It's going to take me a while because oh my god, this place has got a lot of stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoy coming with me today. It's a quick pan of the room before we go around it. This thing here I like, that's the winch that used to hold up those balloons that used for protection. This is the sea power room for obvious reasons, it's all the Navy stuff. That's my favourite, the MG42. They're rare as hell, they are. I believe that's off a U-boat that come. And of course you can't forget about the torpedo. Bit of Cornish history.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government the final note, thinking that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Berlin, a state of war would be just between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
There are a lot of cool stuff in this museum, so I would suggest a visit up this way.
Here you see a collection of weapons that have been taken from the Argentinians and just dumped in a heap ready for processing later on. This is the Globe Hotel. We've taken 3 weeks to get across the island and it was closed. This is what was the location of the barracks of Naval Party 8901 at Moody Brook. There has now, as you can see, a new house being built, and in the foreground is a memorial stone to the Naval Party 8901.
St. Morgan, nice. Shite in hell.
Hello.
Britain and her empire reaped a terrible harvest. The battle continued until November. More troops being moved up to the front, including the 6th, 7th and 10th DCR. In November the battle saw ended. Britain and her empire
I'm lost, then I see the cliffs of blue. There were flying experiments when I was not so successful. Cranks or pioneers, the French greeted them all expectantly. A moving pavement was displayed at the exhibition in 1900. Looking down from it, Paris was truly sovereign of cities, seemliest in sight. The wide bustling boulevards, the cafes, the Louvre, storehouse of Europe's treasures, the imprisoned sunshine of the Impressionists, the acting of Sarah Bernard, the Moulin Rouge, and the legs of Mr. Aguette, dinner at Maxine's. Picasso and Matisse were painting. In her quiet laboratory,
following year was the first Armed Forces Stadium, known as Veterans Stadium at the beginning, and we decided that we would also mark the Veterans Day. So the very first one, we had Lieutenant Commander Mills, who was a former Royal Air Service pilot, so he was to come, inspect their parade, and program the Royal Air Service. The next year was Armed Forces Day proper. And
Colonel Tony Clark of the parachute regiment, Commandant of Untitled Army Camp, came as our VIP. And the parade has grown. But it was another lovely day. Colonel Clark takes a salute. You notice John Beale, in the crew of ours, is the parade marshal. There he is, look. Colonel Clark, he's a soldier's soldier. Now the following year, we invited the Royal Navy along. Commander Gavin Richardson from the Royal Naval Air Station at Coldrose. And I think the phrase did with it. And I salute the guys and had another coat of paint. Now we've got a job for him to do. So he's going to open the discount. I'm going to let him do it Navy style. And keep on the following year, the Marines will come along. Major Anthony Tillerich, quartermaster of 40 Command. Next VIP, coming to open the aircraft, we're back to Station Commander Operations. We can run this guy Paddington, we would run it close, throw a good friend across the field. We're ready to arrive in style again. Next we have love. But it's good enough.
us 2 yellow boxes like this, and each one of them will contain a holding pigeon. So we can write on a little bit of paper where we are, a little bit of other information, put it in the little capsule, put it around the pigeon's legs, and let them go. And hopefully they will fly back to base. So on the radio message, or by the pigeons, or by both, base knows where we go. So you look it up on a map, check out the charts, see if there are any friendly ships nearby that are in there.
The pilots make their way to the cockpit, checking one of the escape hatches. The Lancaster main spar ran through the center.
Instructions to begin. Carry on restarts the action. First, the individual items contained in the fire card and their use is explained and demonstrated by the instructor. This is the hydrant key and bar. The bar is used to lift the hydrant cover plate, providing access to the hydrant pit. The standpipe is screwed onto the outlet of the hydrant, which will enable the pressure water supply to be directed up to the hose pipe. The hydrant key fits onto the square top of the false spindle on the hydrant valve. This is, in effect, the tap. By fitting the bar through the opening in the top of the key, the hydrant valve can be operated, allowing the water to flow. There are a number of hoses layered or flaked into the cart. These are used to convey the water under pressure from the mains to the scene of the fire. Each has a male and a female coupling, the connecting legs opposed together. This is the diffuser branch. It's attached to the final member hose and is used to direct the water jet towards the fire. It's adjustable by the operator to provide for either a spray or a jet. The same equipment is provided for both cars. To teach the pilots, the XCO will detail the tasks of each individual, how they interact with the other members of the team, and the command that will be used. The method of instruction will be to conduct a walkthrough of the drills, culminating with water being played onto an imaginary fire, and then the equipment being returned to the car or made up. The XCO indicates the location of the imaginary fire and the hydrant that will be used to supply the water. And to start the action, gives the command, get to work! The team moves the hose layer card to the hydrant and stops facing the direction of the fire. The number 2 operates the hydrant and therefore removes the standpipe key, bar, and sets up ready for use. The hydrant cover plate is lifted. The check is made to ensure the false spindle is in place. Then the hydrant outlet plastic cover is removed. Next, the standpipe is screwed to the hydrant outlet. Make sure a black cap is fitted to the unused standpipe outlet if required. The number 2 then fits the hydrant key to the false spindle in the hydrant pit and inserts the bar through the aperture in the top of the key. The valve is then operated for a few seconds to test the water flow and to flush any debris from the system. The number 3 of the team will replace the male coupling of the first length of hose by the number 2. Press it firmly by putting a foot on. Once the hydrant has been flushed, the number 2 takes the hose coupling and connects it to the standpipe, and then moves forward to the rest of the team, ready to provide water. The lengths of hose are already connected and are deployed out of the rear of the valve as it's pulled towards the fire. The number 3 follows up along the line of the deployed hoses, checking that the hose is clear and free from kick. The number 1 is the team leader and stops the gun at a suitable distance from the fire or when ordered to do so by the commander. Here, NCO indicates the stop point for the team. The number 1 is responsible for applying water to the fire, and so takes the diffuser branch. The number 3 is to either take the female coupling of the final hose length, or break the joint of the last deployed hose and then hold it for the number 1, who will fit and hold the diffuser branch. The position adopted is important. The hose is under the right arm, the right hand is underneath, with the left on the nozzle, with the back of the hand uppermost. The number 4 removes the cart to one side, then returns to the number 1 to add support. To deploy water, the number 1 orders water. This is repeated by the number 4, who returns to the hydrant point with the order. If the order was just shouted, it might not be heard, and the hydrant may not be in line of sight with the rest of the team. At the hydrant, the number 4 passes the order to the number 2. Communication between members of the team is important. Commands, when given, are repeated to prove that they have been understood. The number 4 returns to the other members of the team to assist them in controlling the jet of water. Here, the NCO explains that to stop the water and start the process of returning the hoses and equipment to the cart, the command "Lock up, make up" is used.
Start me about! In your aircraft, you horrible little man!
Returns to the standpipe and gives the order to the number 2, who keeps it running and turns the water off. After turning the water off, the number 2 removes the bar and gives the key a knob to ensure the false spindle stays in place. Then the key is removed. The standpipe is unscrewed and removed. The plastic cover and hydrant cover plate are put back in place. All water has to be removed from each end of hose. This is done by uncoupling the hoses from each other, ensuring they are flat, and then underrunning the hose. That is, passing the hose over the shoulder while walking under it. That causes remaining water to be forced out. Be careful not to step on the flat hose or to drop the coupling, which will cause damage. Each section is then
Would not like to get in one of them. I believe those are the ones they had in their garden.
Was a very busy place. All manner of aircraft passing through, including V-bombers. The Americans had a presence there, and they had nuclear weapons, special weapons stored on site. The compound is now closed. By the late 80s, the Cold War is about to come to an end, but nobody really knows that. And the RAF construct some what are called hard aircraft shelters, HAZs. There's a picture of these behind the desk. The Americans at the same time were constructing the Joint Maritime Facility, JMF, and that's that big white square that's shown in the same picture. It is a massive hole in the ground into which they pour vast amounts of concrete. It's on several levels, and it is designed to withstand a nuclear strike. It was called the Joint Maritime Facility because it was jointly United States Navy and Royal Navy, although one suspects the United States paid most of the money. There are microphones under the sea in strategic parts of the world, and in this part of the world, they come ashore through Watergate Bay and come up into the JMF. All the information that comes through these cables shows up on screens as squiggly lines. To you or me, they're just squiggly lines. But to these skilled operators, they are all identifiable. Perhaps a shoal of fish, the ferry to Spain, fishing trawler at a Newlyn, or a Russian submarine. Each one within its own yellow box. And if the aircraft does an emergency landing anywhere, any survivors will attach their location to the pigeon and release them, and the pigeons will go back to the RAF station pigeon loft. All RAF stations have pigeon lofts. These pictures illustrate how the capsule is attached to the bird.
by vets. Very, very well cared for. British military look after all their animals and birds to a very high standard. Pigeon loss can be portable. Here's one on the back of the van. Pigeon boxes out in the field. And from these places, the pigeons will be released and they will return to their home base, of course. They can only take messages one way. Note the two yellow boxes, or the two boxes in the foreground. Each one of those carries the pigeon. There we are, there's the chap. He's brought the pigeons out from the RAF station pigeon loft and he will take them to the aircraft. They'll be stowed on the aircraft. The boxes are yellow, so they're easy to see. They grab them quickly in an emergency. In the First World War, pigeons were also very important for carrying messages. I mean, radios were very, very primitive and very unreliable in the First World War. Vast numbers of pigeons were used to take messages around the battlefield. Pigeon lofts were established behind the lines, then the pigeons taken forward, and they could then take messages from the front line back to the commanders who were a few miles away.
Attention! This is an ARP announcement. We have an air raid warning. Please remain in the shelter until the all clear. There is no cause for concern. It is almost certainly either a false alarm or a drill. But remain in the shelter until the all clear. I may be mistaken. That is definitely aircraft, and we can hear this explode. But they will be heading for the dispersals, the runway,